Hi guys, this is me Sir Tawheed and today we are going to talk about past continuous tense. In this lesson we are going to learn how to use past continuous tense and where to use it. Also we will study its structure and the usage of was and were. And after that we are going to discuss some of its examples, so you can use it perfectly. You have no problem in writing these kind of sentences, or even if you have to speak it, you could use it. So let's start our lesson from its definition. This tense describes the actions or activities that were being done earlier, or it shows the actions that were going on in the past. It means whatever was being done some times ago or in the past that could be declared with the help of this tense, or whatever you were doing in the past, you could define it, or you can tell this by using this tense. This is called past continuous tense. Here past means the past time and continuous means the continued action. Means in this tense you will only talk about those actions that were continue in the past. Now let's have a look at its structure. Its structure is, in the first place we use subject, in the second place we use helping verb. Here the helping verbs are was or were. Sometimes we use was and sometimes we use were. After helping verb, in the third place we use fourth form of verb. Fourth form of verb means the present participle form of verb, which is sometimes called ing form. It means we use first form of verb plus ing, then it becomes fourth form of verb. And in the fourth place we use object. Object is something which is connected to the verb, and subject is something who is doing something. Subject is the doer of anything. This is usually a person. Now let's have a look at the usage of was and were. We always use was with first person singular and third person singular. Like I. I is first person singular, so we use was after I. And the examples of third person singular is he, she, it, or any singular noun. So if we have any singular noun, then we use was, or if we have he, she, it, after them we use was. So was cover two types of subjects, first person singular and third person singular. Were is the optional. If we don't use was, then we use were. Means were is always used when the subject is other than first person singular and third person singular. Means it may be first person plural, second person, or third person plural. Third person plurals are they, or maybe you could use two or more nouns, then they become third person plural. With them you use were. So remember, were is used if the subject is other than first person singular and third person singular. Now let's have a look at some examples. First example, I was writing a letter. It means I was writing a letter in the past. This action of writing a letter was continued in some past time, but this is not going right now. This was only going on in the past, and the action was writing a letter, and the doer was I. It means that I was writing a letter. Since I is first person singular, so we have to use was after I, and after was we have to use ing form or fourth form of verb, which is writing here. Actually, the first form of this is write, but since we have to use fourth form here, fourth form of verb, so we have used writing. And here the object is letter. And the whole sentence is I was writing a letter. And this is an affirmative sentence. To make its negative sentence, we only have to put not after helping verb. Here, the helping verb is was. I was not writing a letter. Other things remaining the same, and the sentence has become negative. But if we want to make its interrogative sentence, we only have to use helping verb in the first place and the subject in the second place. So the sentence will become like this. Was I writing a letter? Was I writing a letter? And put question mark in the end. This is an interrogative sentence. Moving on to next example, that is, you were learning a lesson. It means you were doing something in the past and the action was you were learning. You were learning a lesson in the past. You are not learning now. You were learning in some past time. So you could say you were learning a lesson. Because here the subject is you, which is second person, so we cannot use was, so we have to use were. After you we use were. You were. And after helping verb we have to use fourth form of verb. The first form of this action is called learn, and its fourth form is learning. You were learning, and then the object, a lesson. You were learning a lesson. This is an affirmative sentence. And if we want to make its negative sentence, again we have to use only not after word, and the sentence will become like this. You are not learning a lesson. You are not learning a lesson. To make its interrogative sentence, we'll have to use helping verb in the first place, and in the second place we use the subject. So the sequence will become like this. Were you learning a lesson? Were you learning a lesson? And don't forget to put question mark in the end to make it an interrogative sentence. The third example is she was cooking food. It means a girl was cooking something and this action was being done in the past. This is not continue anymore, but this was happening in the past, so we could say this action by using past continuous tense. She was cooking food. Because she is third person singular, so that's the reason we have used was as helping verb. And after helping verb we have to use fourth form of verb, which is cooking here, and after cooking we have to use object. She was cooking food. The object is food. She was cooking food. This is an affirmative sentence. To make its negative sentence, we only have to use not after was. And the sentence will become, she was not cooking food. This is a negative sentence. Now, if we want to make its interrogative sentence, we have to use helping verb in the first place and the subject in the second place. So the sequence will become like this. Was she cooking food? And question mark in the end to make it a proper interrogative sentence. So guys, this is the end of this lesson. I hope you could understand this lesson. And if you have anything left or if you have any confusion, you can ask me in the comment section. I will definitely help you out in understanding them. I will definitely explain this again. Thanks.